Tonight, logging off.
No, I think first time I try go around. I just want to have fun, you know, watch and do what I want.
After Kinew announces a social media ban for children, questions swirl about how it will be enforced and what sort of privacy protections will be in place. But the province is light on answers. Also tonight.
That's why most people choose to move out here, and I don't think that that is what the plan is.
Why people living in East St. Paul are signing up in droves to protest a new housing development. Plus, bidding farewell to a local landmark.
It's just disappointing because it's, like I said, it's just a fixture of the neighborhood.
Why time is running out for Grant's Old Mill and what happens next.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Marilee Caruso.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Your teens' days on social media could be numbered. Saturday, Premier Kinew vowed Manitoba would ban kids from social media platforms and from using AI chatbots. The Premier says they're dangerous and expose kids to content they're not ready for. With more, CTV's John Hendricks joins us now live. John, how would such a ban be enforced?
That's not at all clear, Marilee. The Premier didn't offer any details. However, a similar ban is already in place in Australia, and some believe it's high time Canada followed their lead.
You watch this video.
Teenagers Lisa and Duma find themselves at the mall today and find themselves on social media even more regularly.
I love doing my makeup for TikTok. I love it, dancing on TikTok.
She isn't dancing for joy, though, at the thought of losing access to it. But this weekend, Premier Kinew said the province would ban kids from using social media and artificial intelligence chatbots.
Our kids will never be for sale, and their attention and their childhoods should never be profited from.
Kinew calls the social media apps tools designed to hack children's reward systems and get them hooked on screen time before their brain has a chance to develop.
The research is showing it's not really good in large amounts for a child and youth brain, just like lots of junk food is not really good for any of us and our physical health.
What the province hasn't made clear is how such a ban would be enforced, or more importantly, how the social media companies would verify the ages of its users. In Australia, it's up to the companies, who may ask for government ID or utilize technology that estimates the user's age.
In other words, are you behaving in a way that's consistent with an adult, or do you sound like a kid? And if you sound like a kid, then, you know, you're off the platform.
However, technology analyst Carmi Levy says this also means potentially trusting companies like Meta with government or biometric data about ourselves.
Certainly, big American tech companies haven't always played by the rules when it comes to us sharing our very personal, private information with them and them using it in a responsible way.
The Canadian Centre for Child Protection says there are a litany of harms happening to children facilitated by social media. It believes children under 16 should be banned from it.
We needed it probably 10 years ago.
Lloyd Richardson from the Canadian Centre for Child Protection suggests the government or a trusted third party, such as your bank, create a digital ID framework. Now, this would allow people to send a credential or a proof of age to a company without disclosing any other information.
John, do we know when this social media ban would be put in place?
Not yet. The province tells me this is still early days for the idea.
All right, thanks for this, John. Scary moments for some Winnipeg students this morning after their school bus crashed into a tree. Take a look. The front of the bus crumpled after it collided with that tree on Forest Grove Drive in Tyndall Park shortly before 9 a.m. The Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service tells CTV all 27 children and the driver on board that bus at the time were assessed and no one needed to be taken to hospital. The bus lists Dasmesh School on its side, which is a private kindergarten to grade 8 school with locations on King Edward Street and in West St. Paul. The traffic unit is investigating what caused the crash. Homeowners in East St. Paul are raising concerns tonight about a large development. Hundreds of housing units are proposed for a farmland-type property, and some fear it will change the character of the area. CTV's Jeff Keel shows you the matter is going before a public hearing, which could be packed to the rafters.
Just outside Winnipeg, East St. Paul is no small village, but it has a rural feel to it for many homeowners.
I love that it's kind of like country living, close to the city. That's why we moved out here.
What we love about living here is the quiet country lifestyle.
But now some are worried that country lifestyle is being upended by a development planned on 248 acres of farmland.
And I think that will just change the whole vibe of East St. Paul.
A public hearing is scheduled for Tuesday to hear a rezoning and subdivision application for this property on Mowat Road. According to a report, the development includes 482 lots for single and two-family homes, condominiums, plus parks and recreation spaces. Lot sizes start at 8,000 square feet and then go up. Robin Chuby's property backs onto the site. She's in favor of housing being built, but says the lot sizes proposed are too small, which will see multiple homes up against her property line.
That creates issues with noise, with light, with animals that already exist on people's properties, with their farming practices, like many people here have market gardens.
She says a petition against the development has been circulating with more than 1,000 signatures. Concerns about traffic and questions about water and sewer services have also been raised. The applicant for the project, Waterside Development, says they're following policies for residential development and using existing zones within the zoning bylaw that adhere to the development plan. The subdivision will be fully serviced with piped sewer and piped water. Red River Planning District has circulated the application, and government departments have no objections. Red River Planning District recommends approval of both applications. Waterside also says this won't happen overnight. It will take 10 to 15 years to complete. The public hearing Tuesday could go long, too, as hundreds are expected to show up.
Normally the meetings have a lot of attendance in general, so I think this one will be a lot more than that.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, East St. Paul.
Dozens of young athletes have taken over Princess Auto Stadium tonight as the Winnipeg Football Club's High School Girls Flag Football League is enjoying its first outdoor games of the season. CTV's Joseph Bernacki is keeping tabs on all of the action for us tonight at the stadium and joins us now live. So, Joseph, what's the energy like over there?
The energy's pretty good, Marilee. Everyone's trying to stay warm right now. It's a little brisk out for the first day. As you mentioned, the girls are playing outside today, but a really exciting time to be on the field right now here at Princess Auto Stadium. This is the third season that the Bombers have ran the Winnipeg High School Girls Flag Football League. So there's 5 games going on right now simultaneously behind me. Shout out to my high school, Miles Mack. The Buckeyes have 2 teams playing right now. Nice to see my old high school playing, and it's teams from across the city and from outside of Winnipeg as well. There's a team from Morris playing. 40 teams total this year, close to 600 athletes. I was just speaking with one of the organizers earlier in the 5 o'clock hour before these games had started, and the action's continuing. They're back-to-back games, so the first games are on at 5:30. There's going to be new games starting at 6:20, and then games going on after the 7 o'clock hour as well. Coming up in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be speaking to a coach and one of the organizers as well, talking about how the game of football has grown here. Yeah, if one of these teams needs an extra wide receiver, I'm available. I was running sprints earlier just to try and stay warm. Honestly, you could use a toque and gloves by field side today. It's a little bit cool out, but nice that the sun was out earlier, and of course, great to see the game of football growing in Manitoba. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, Joseph, I'll tell you what, I'll talk to Colleen right now and see if I can do anything about the weather for you. In the meantime, you just keep running those sprints, though. We'll check back in with Joseph in a little bit. Colleen, it's a little cold for those first outdoor games. What do you got for us?
Well, listen, I'm trying to find the off switch for these strong north winds. They have
that
been
would help.
Almost ridiculous today. If you were out there, I was saying in our last hour, Marilee, I was crossing Portage in Maine, and I almost got blown over because it was just so windy. It earned its moniker as being the windiest corner in Canada today for sure. I'm sure it must have been close. It felt like it. But you see for yourself, these arrows moving across your screen from north to south, those are those strong north winds coming right through Winnipeg and across southern Manitoba. They will ease up tonight. The week ahead actually will be quite nice, increasingly so here in the south. As for the north, after that multi-day storm last week, a much quieter week ahead too. I'll show you those details coming up. But for now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Odds brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution in Winnipeg right now. It is 9 degrees. Those winds still coming at us from the north at 31 kilometers an hour, gusting to 40. The pressure's dropping, and the humidity right now, Marilee, is 39%.
Thanks, Colleen. A vegetation fire in the Transcona Bioreserve has officials reminding you tonight to reduce the risk. Shortly before 6 Sunday night, crews were called to a grass and brush fire in the Bioreserve Loop. It was roughly 4,000 square meters in size when they arrived. Specialized wildland firefighting equipment and hand lines were needed to contain and put out the fire. A drone was launched to help locate hot spots. The cause is under investigation. Fire crews also responded to a grass fire last Thursday near Lagimodier and Dugald Road. That was to prevent a brush fire there. Now, officials are suggesting that to help them out, you thin out brush and remove debris, ensure fire pits are enclosed, and be careful where you dispose of cigarette butts. A 41-year-old man is in custody tonight after a standoff with tactical officers in St. Vital over the weekend. It all unfolded Saturday afternoon in the first 100 block of Sadler Avenue. That's between St. Mary's Road and St. Anne's Road, just north of Abenouji-Mikina. Police were there to arrest a man after emails were sent to people who he was ordered by the court not to contact. However, when they arrived, police say he barricaded himself inside the home. Crisis negotiators were able to convince him to surrender about 2 hours later. He's facing 7 charges of disobeying court orders. Sargent Avenue business owners are discussing ways to work together to deal with crime and other issues affecting their companies.
We noticed that, getting together, the more voices together, the more we can work on things.
That was my role. The Sargent business community hosted its 2nd annual Small Business and Retail Crime Prevention Conference today. The first focused on retail theft. Now, this year, the focus is on increasing drug usage outside businesses and the resources needed to address the resulting problems.
There's so many other resources out there, and it's letting businesses know that and sharing that information. It will help us with reducing crime. But being aggressive does not help. It just creates more aggression.
The Sargent business community has also posted the resources on its website. Speakers today included Police Chief Gene Bowers, Justice Minister Matt Wiebe, as well as members of the business improvement zones. The city is seeking a sharp uptick in applications for its water bill subsidy program after expanding eligibility. According to a city report, the H2O program typically sees around 36 to 38 approved applications each year, paying out a combined $11,000 on average. But in the first 3 months since the changes, it's already approved 27 applications and credited more than $11,000. The Public Service expects the number of approvals will triple before the end of the year. Among the changes approved late last year were lowering the income threshold and permitting people on employment assistance to apply. The program offers credits to people facing turnoff notices for non-payment for those who qualify. It's a familiar sight from Portage Avenue on the edge of Sturgeon Creek, telling drivers where to turn to get to Grace Hospital. But the story of Grant's old mill may be coming to a close. The Métis landmark needs to be torn down due to structural problems. That is unless the foundation running it raises more than $500,000. CTV's Harrison Shin has the details.
Drive by the Sturgeon Creek Bridge on Portage Avenue. There it stands, Grant's old mill.
It's the anchor and kind of the hub of the community. We love partnering with the St. James Assiniboia Pioneer Association because, it's that community hub. Everyone knows where it is. We can meet, right?
It's a nice fixture of the neighborhood, and mostly just kind of walking by, you can kind of pop in. The people are always very friendly.
But now it's time to say goodbye. The St. James Assiniboia Pioneer Association manages the mill and says the logs are rotting.
That is a complete rebuild, so bringing the building down to the bare structure, to the foundation, and then rebuilding it from there.
The city owns the mill, but the foundation runs it. A city spokesperson says $1.3 million of spending is planned for the restoration in its preliminary 2029 budget. Evans says that's not enough. The restoration needs about $600,000 on top of that.
It is for the entire reconstruction because it is a very specialized building. We are looking at specialized individuals for that.
The build was started in 1974 as a replica of Métis leader Cuthbert Grant Jr.'s 1829 original. Minister of the Manitoba Métis Federation Will Goodon counts Grant Jr. among his ancestors and says MMF will be part of the restoration.
But it is an important part of Winnipeg history, of Métis history, of Manitoba history, and I think that there's a few folks that need to be at the table, and we just have to figure out the best ones.
CTV News has reached out to area councillor Sean Dobson for comment, but did not hear back. Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Still to come tonight, Prime Minister Mark Carney announces Canada's first sovereign wealth fund.
The investment itself, the actual amount of money is protected. It's something consistent to buying a government bond.
Why he says it paves the way for future generations and why some are skeptical it will pay off as much as he says. That's next. The April 30th tax filing deadline is fast approaching. Canadians have until Thursday to file on time to avoid penalties and delays if receiving benefits. Now, if you owe taxes and miss the deadline, the CRA charges a late filing penalty of 5% of your balance owing plus an additional 1% for each full month your return is late, up to 12 months. The CRA says interest may also apply to outstanding balances. A bit later, I'll chat with a tax expert about some last-minute filing tips, mistakes to avoid, and some advice for small business owners. Turning to the markets now, crude oil added $1.97. The loonie rose to 73.45 cents U.S. Gold futures lost $47. The TSX dropped 85 points. The Dow Jones slipped 62 points, while the Nasdaq added 50 points. Canadians will soon have a direct financial stake in this country's major nation-building projects. The Prime Minister announced the Canada Strong Fund, an investment vehicle for the private sector and ordinary Canadians, which also establishes a pool of money to build those projects. CTV's Mike LeCouture on how it will work and where the money will come from.
Canada's first national sovereign wealth fund.
Using a Canadian Pacific Railway train as a backdrop, the Prime Minister says the new fund will allow Canadians to contribute to projects that will build the nation, like the Iron Spine did 150 years ago. The federal government will put up $25 billion and is counting on Canadians to also invest.
But we intend to provide it in a way where the investment itself, the actual amount of money is protected. It's something consistent to buying a government bond, but has the upside, the additional return when these projects realize their potential.
Carney added the fund will operate as an independent arm's-length Crown corporation. He also compared it to Norway's wealth fund, which is worth more than $2 trillion U.S. But some economists warn there is a difference.
The funding model in Norway might work better because it's funded through surpluses. But here we need to make sure that we have a stable budget and get rid of those deficits before we think of injecting more money.
Pierre Poilievre points out the Liberals created the Defence Industry Bank and the Infrastructure Bank, which the Conservative leader contends have not borne fruit.
It's déjà vu all over again. Borrowing yet another $25 billion out of the economy to subsidize projects that the government still cannot figure out how to approve.
Carney says the Infrastructure Bank and other agencies do work.
All of those entities are helping underlying businesses at the core to move forward.
The Prime Minister sees this as an opportunity for ordinary Canadians to invest a little money into big Canadian projects. But with the ongoing affordability crisis, it's unclear how many people will have the means to do so. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Carney government will release its spring economic update tomorrow. This is the first update since the federal budget in November. The Prime Minister has indicated the update will include some changes to previously announced measures. The Bank of Canada will release its next interest rate decision Wednesday. B'nai B'rith Canada says anti-Semitic incidents in this country hit another record high last year, and it says anti-Jewish hatred is being normalized.
Sustained year-over-year increase in incidents of anti-Jewish hate make it clear that, when it comes to anti-Semitism, we have become a nation that tolerates disgraceful levels of hate.
A report by the Jewish Advocacy Group says there were 6,800 incidents reported last year, up from 6,200 a year earlier. The incidents last year included violence, harassment, and vandalism. The organization tracked an increase in anti-Semitic acts in Ontario and BC and a decrease in Quebec and Alberta. U.S. President Donald Trump discussed a new Iranian peace proposal with his top national security aides today. Hundreds of ships are stuck in the Persian Gulf, unable to cross the Strait of Hormuz. Two regional officials say Tehran has offered to reopen the waterway if the U.S. lifts its blockade on Iranian ports and vessels and ends the war. The proposal also postpones discussions on the Islamic Republic's nuclear program. But that's unlikely to satisfy Washington, which insists nuclear issues must be dealt with from the onset. Trump said one of the major reasons he went to war was to deny Iran the ability to develop nuclear weapons. The White House is framing the shooting in Washington at Saturday night's annual White House Correspondents' Gala as another attempt on the U.S. president's life. The suspect made his first court appearance today. CTV's Joy Melvin has more on the investigation.
In that terrifying moment, the president and first lady rushed out. In the chaos and confusion, police with guns drawn, there are more questions about how a would-be assassin could have gotten this close. The suspect, California teacher 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen, who was a guest at the hotel and sprinted past a security checkpoint, shooting at an officer and then arrested.
Today, the Department of Justice filed 3 federal charges. The first count is attempted assassination of the President of the United States. The second count is interstate transportation of a firearm to commit a felony. And the third count is discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence.
Authorities are digging into Allen's past, including a lengthy manifesto he allegedly sent to his family, describing himself as a friendly federal assassin. He wrote he was enraged by the Trump administration officials and would target the highest ranking to the lowest. Pedophile Jeffrey Epstein not mentioned by name in the manifesto, but on 60 Minutes, the president was asked about the gunman's words.
Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person.
The president praised law enforcement, but after being targeted 3 times, the White House is blaming Democrats and the media for the increase in political violence.
The deranged lies and smears against the president, his family, his supporters have led crazy people to believe crazy things, and they are inspired to commit violence because of those words. It has to stop.
The White House will review security protocols and possible lapses before future events that include another press dinner, the World Cup, and America's big birthday bash in July. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
MPI is making it easier for high school students to get their licenses this summer by doubling the amount of spots available in its summer driver Z term. The Crown Corporation is offering a condensed version of its 12-week course. It's adding 600 additional spots in the term, bumping it up to 1,200 spaces available across the province. The condensed classes will take place over 2.5 weeks and will feature in-car lessons as well as virtual classroom instruction. Also, for the first time, both daytime and evening courses are being made available. The class costs $50 for high school students, and MPI covers the rest. Interested students should sign up as a new MPI customer and purchase the driver education service at an MPI or AutoPack dealer by May 9th. Class 5 road tests will be available on select Saturdays starting in June.
And it's pretty lively here at Princess Auto Stadium. After the commercial break, we'll be back capturing more of the flag football action that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have put together for 3 seasons and counting. Stay tuned on CTV News Winnipeg for more.
Then it'll be a gradual warm-up in Winnipeg throughout the next few days. Wednesday starts off the long-range forecast with a high of 7 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. Same sky conditions Thursday, a little milder, up to 9. Then look at that jump on Friday. Sunshine up to 15 degrees, 17 on Saturday, under a mix of sun and cloud. And everyone gearing up to run in the Winnipeg Police Service Half Marathon on Sunday. We're less than a week out. So far, so good. Of course, all the runnings in the morning, but the afternoon high is 15 under a mix of sun and clouds. So great conditions on the way for that.
Spring is here, and with it, outdoor sports are once again underway in Winnipeg. We're going to check back in with CTV's Joseph Bernacki at Princess Auto Stadium, where the Winnipeg Football Club's High School Girls Flag Football League has a full slate of games tonight. And Joseph, it looks like things are getting pretty busy over there.
They are, Marilee. We're actually just in a transition between the first batch of games and the next batch. We're very lucky to speak to one of the coaches right now. I'm with John Kiesman. He coaches the Elmwood Giants. John, pleasure to have you on our show today.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be out here supporting football and supporting all the great things that we've seen out here.
Such
today.
a great atmosphere always at Princess Auto Stadium. How the team play so far tonight?
Oh, you know what? We're working on it. We're practicing. We're getting better. But we got so many great athletes out here that these games are fun, quick, and it's awesome. It's awesome for football.
John, you've been involved since the Bombers took over. This is the third season now. What has it meant to see the game of flag football grow for women all across the province?
It's been awesome. And when we look at equity and opportunities in sport, the Bombers have just done a tremendous job getting the opportunity to be out here playing in the stadium. You know, some days are a little bit warmer than others, but we're still loving it today. This is what football's all about in Manitoba. This is what football in Winnipeg's all about. And we're just happy to be out here, and our girls are having a great time, and we're getting better. And it's great to see for the sport.
What do you make of the rise in the popularity of the sport for women? Because we've heard anecdotally, not just in Manitoba, it's really across Canada that the game is growing.
Yeah, I mean, football is the best game ever, right? And so obviously I'm very biased, but it is really the greatest game out there. You know, it doesn't matter, where you're from or what your belief systems are. You can come together and you can play this game, and you can be a part of something special and something bigger than yourself, right? And so the game keeps growing. Like, flag football is becoming an Olympic sport. People are getting real opportunities with it. Like, if you come out and you see and you watch, I believe it's free. Like, you see these athletes out here, it's fun to watch. It's great. It's kind of, and for this sport especially, we have a lot of girls that play basketball or run track. A lot of the skills are very comparable too, and you can tell, and it's high quality play.
And you added 10 teams to the league this year. Again, we're talking about growing the game. So 40 teams, a pretty good competition.
It's unbelievable, right? And let's just keep it growing, keep more and more kids playing and enjoying football, right? That's what it's all about.
You guys got a couple more weeks just quickly here before the season ends?
Yeah, we do. I think we're going right up until into May, and when it gets a little bit nicer out too. And hey, we could keep going a few more weeks too, right? We're loving it. We're enjoying it.
Pleasure to have you on our 6 o'clock show today, John.
Appreciate
Good luck for the Elmwood Giants.
Right, hey, be a G, be a Giant. Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your complete Skywatch forecast. And today a little chilly out there, but the week is looking not too bad.
As we go along, it gets warmer one day after the next, but I have to point out, I noticed that Joseph did take the toque out there, so it's still a little chilly out at the stadium because these winds, they are still coming out of a good clip out of the north. So yes, no doubt you can feel them. If you're standing off on the sidelines, it looks like the girls are having a great time out on the field though, playing, which is great to see. Also great to see the sun shining today, although if you were in the southeast corner of the province around Sprague, you got off to a soggy start, and that rain went into northwestern Ontario, and now it's well off to the east. You can see falling heavily closer to Thunder Bay, but also on the other side of the international border in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. All this was associated with the trough of low pressure connected back to a low that was out over Iowa earlier today, and that will just continue to move out of the region. Although don't be surprised by a few rain showers yet across northwestern Ontario, even as far west as Kenora. Dryden, that's had that rain for much of the day. Look at this, you might see a bit of a flip over to a rain-snow mix as you head into the overnight. Meanwhile, back in Manitoba, the sky clears in the south, the winds ease up. Good chance of a few flurries across the north, both tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Not much picking up, and certainly not anywhere near that multi-day system last week in the north, which I should mention, Environment Canada now says anywhere from 20 to 40 centimeters of snow fell in some areas, likely more in the northwest. And at one point last Thursday night, overnight, just a few hours, Thompson likely saw in excess of 10 millimeters of freezing rain. You won't see that this week, so much calmer conditions, although a few sprinklings here and there, like I say, of flurries or light snow. Tuesday afternoon, you can see sunshine more so here in the southeast, but again, as we get into Tuesday evening, we may see a little bit of mixed precipitation, just sort of skirting across the southwest, not much to it. Either showers, maybe a little flurry activity where the temperatures start to drop off a little bit. Overnight, we go into Wednesday again. As you can see, not a lot happening in Manitoba. Pockets of cloud, pockets of sunshine, same thing east for the most part into northwestern Ontario. Maybe a few flurries picking up there closer to the international border on Wednesday. For tonight, a little cool for this time of year. We should be staying up well above freezing, around 3 degrees for a low, so 5 is a little low for this time of year. Partly cloudy, winds out of the north at 20 kilometers an hour, or clearing really as we get into the overnight. Mainly sunny for the commute tomorrow, 1 degree. The winds pick right back up again out of the northwest. A high tomorrow afternoon of 7 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud. A few flurries tonight over Churchill, down to -7. Partly cloudy for Gillam and Island Lake. Thompson flurries there, down to -6. A few more tomorrow with a high of 1 degree. Those flurries spread across the northeast. In the northwest tonight, a few flurries over Lynn Lake, down to -8. Variable clouds for the rest of the region. You'll see some of those flurries spread down into Norway House, up to 2 degrees there on Tuesday. Watch for fog developing overnight across the southwest. Brandon down to -6. Swan River also added to the mix, some overnight flurries likely. Cloudy there tomorrow and 3 degrees. 5 in Dauphin, 10 for Neepawa and Brandon under a mix of sun and cloud. Winnipeg in the southeast, Barons River, that'll be partly cloudy tonight. The rest of the region will be clear. I got a little ahead of the game for you in Barons River. Nice day there. A mix of sun and cloud and 3 degrees. A little cool though for that region. 7, 8 degrees for the rest of us here in the southeast under that same mix of sun and cloud. Rain for the next few hours possible, and some pretty strong winds, at least for now, in northwestern Ontario. Temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark. And then tomorrow, a little cloudier for Kenora and Dryden. 9 degrees in Kenora, up to 10 degrees in Fort Francis under a mix of sun and cloud. Dryden at 6. Now we go up to Churchill. Shelby Lynn sent this photo. She said it was a frosty morning with what she described as wet, sticky snow on the ground. And this next photo is from Andrew out in Bel Air, looking out onto Lake Winnipeg. Yeah, that's still looking pretty frozen there too. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. There's plenty of incredible animals you can visit at Assiniboine Park Zoo, but have you ever wondered what happens behind the scenes? Well, the zoo is giving you a chance to pull back the curtain this summer, and as CTV's Daniel Helmerson shows you, get ready for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So I absolutely love romaine lettuce, and I don't know why, but they will train for that over almost anything else.
It's snack time for Star on a cool spring morning here at Assiniboine Park Zoo. And chowing down on some leafy greens is more than just a treat for the 13-year-old polar bear. It's a chance for animal care professionals like Michael Veltri to check Star's nose, eyes, ears, teeth, and paws.
You ought to be able to take a look at all of the parts of the bear. Big animals like this, it's very important that we don't need the vets coming down every time something happens.
It's also a way to keep Star engaged, active, and fulfilled in her everyday life here at the zoo.
These animals are incredible, and it's always interesting to see just how smart they are.
And now Assiniboine Park Zoo is inviting visitors, even CTV News reporters, to get up close and personal with some of its most beloved animals.
A behind-the-scenes polar bear experience involves getting behind the fences, one barrier away from this beautiful animal, and learning from our animal care professionals a little bit about their daily routine, how we care for them, and how those bears, through positive reinforcement training, participate in their own care.
Other behind-the-scenes tours feature harbor seals, Amur tigers, and snow leopards. Assiniboine Park Conservancy's Barrett Miller says these intimate experiences help visitors better understand the role of the modern zoo.
I like to say that we've moved from entertainment to education. She can be an ambassador for her species. So she can put fur and claws to the story about habitat loss and why we need to care for our climate.
Miller says getting to participate in an animal like Star's daily routine can be a bucket list moment and a call to action.
Take that warm, fuzzy feeling and think about what's one simple thing that I can do to add a little bit less carbon to the atmosphere this week. What's one simple thing that I can do to protect the habitat in my backyard?
Daniel Helmerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Details on the different behind-the-scenes experiences can be found on Assiniboine Park Zoo's website. Up next, a new study suggests a PTSD diagnosis may one day come from an unlikely source, your blood. We'll explain next in Medical Watch. The deadline to file your taxes is now just days away, and if you waited to the last minute, don't panic. You still have time to get it done. Joining me now with some last-minute tax filing tips is tax expert Aaron Doucette. Aaron, good to speak with you.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for having me on today.
I understand last year 7 million Canadians waited to the very last week to file their taxes, so chances are a lot of people are in this boat this year as well. So while time may not be on our side, filing your taxes is always better, even late, than missing the tax deadline. There's some serious consequences, right?
Yeah, of course. CRA really wants all those tax returns in by April 30th. So you still have 3 more sleeps. So if you're hearing this today on Monday, you still have 3 sleeps between now and tax deadline. And I always recommend to anyone I talk to, try your best to have your return in ahead of midnight on April 30th. Just that way you don't have any late filing fees taken away from a hopefully potential refund to get.
Yeah, what are some of the penalties and fees if you miss the deadline?
They range by scenario, and so I generally don't like to say exactly what the penalties are because it'll change whether or not you're in a refund or owing position. And so I always just say, when in doubt, make sure you file on time because everyone's situation is a little bit different from a tax perspective. Now, keep in mind, if you are a sole proprietor or you run a side business, your deadline isn't April 30th, it is June 15th. So you might have a little bit of extra time if you've since recently taken up at work in the gig economy.
What tips can you offer on how to, best tackle these last-minute filings?
So my first tip I always typically recommend to anyone is go check out a free software that's available off the market. So you can always go to CRA. They have a full list on approved softwares for you to use. And so my first tip is always make sure just to try your best to get it started right away. There's a whole list of softwares that are certified with the CRA, and that's really your first starting point to take a crack at those. And a lot of those connect directly to your CRA account, so they'll pull in all your income slips for you anyways to get started on your own.
I know a lot of people put off filing their taxes because, they're worried about making a mistake or getting it wrong when it comes to filing. What are some easy mistakes you can advise us to avoid?
First, of course, we're talking deadlines. The first easy mistake is making sure you're in on time. The second one I see a lot is people just forgetting to add in specific deductions, whether it's RRSP deductions, if you got those in ahead of the deadline. That's a common one for just missing some of those. Not including all of your income. If you have multiple T4s, if you worked multiple jobs, you really want to make sure that you're including all of your income when you're going to file your taxes so that you don't have a mismatch with what the CRA is expecting to see. Those are probably the most common ones, just forgetting about some key deductions as well as maybe not necessarily reporting all of your income, whether on purpose or not.
What about for small business owners who we know are under all kinds of stress as it is? Any tax tips you can offer them?
Yeah, so if you're a small business owner and you are under the gun, I would always say reach out to an advisor around you. Now, I am a tax product manager here at Tax Cycle by Zero, and so we work with accountants and bookkeepers across the country of all sizes that are just eager to help small business owners that are juggling many different roles, responsibilities. And so if you don't have the time to do it, it's probably time to start thinking about working with an accountant or bookkeeper.
April 30th, which is Thursday, is the deadline to file. Aaron, thanks so much for your time tonight and the tips.
So thanks so much for having me, and just good luck to everyone. We still got a few more days, and make sure you get it in time.
Two new clinical trials, one in Canada, the other in the UK, are shedding new light on the funding, prescription, and consumption of a well-known and somewhat pricey COVID-19 drug. Paxlovid is an antiviral created and funded by Canadian authorities early in the pandemic. According to the Canadian study, Paxlovid may not actually reduce hospital admissions or death among vaccinated patients, but it could still help them recover quicker. Dr. Andrew Pinto, whose research team led the trial, says the results of the study are helpful as it offers new evidence when it comes to the funding and prescription of Paxlovid.
Retail, it's about $1,400, which is a very expensive amount for an infection, which most people have a short-term illness from and then recover.
Paxlovid continues to be covered with different criteria in each province. Dr. Pinto added his team is also exploring if Paxlovid helps reduce long COVID. A new study suggests post-traumatic stress disorder may leave measurable biological traces throughout the body, which can be detectable through routine blood tests. Researchers identified a set of scalable blood-based biomarkers linked to PTSD across multiple organ systems. This includes cholesterol and glucose levels, liver function, and red and white blood cell counts. The study says since the tests are part of standard medical care, they could be used to monitor PTSD, physical effects, and detect risks earlier. But the authors emphasized further validation is needed, especially in larger, more diversified populations. The results were published in the journal Molecular Psychiatry.
Medical Watch is brought to you by Manukin Koster Denture Clinic.
A long-awaited tour date when rockers Bring Me the Horizon will be making a stop in our city. Spotlight is next.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting country legend Marty Stewart.
A Grammy-nominated British rock band is heading out on a North American tour and is planning stops in several Canadian cities for the first time in years. Bring Me the Horizon is bringing their latest tour, Post-Human Next Gen, the Third Ascension program, to Winnipeg. It promises a high-energy, immersive, multi-sensory experience. The show is set to take over Canada Life Centre September 26th. General sale tickets are available May 1st on the band's website. A strong debut this weekend for the new Michael Jackson movie, which appears to be starting something at the box office.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay.
Across North America for the best ever debut for a biopic. It's the second largest opening of the year behind Super Mario Galaxy, which was in second with $21.2 million in ticket sales. Fellow space adventure Project Hail Mary was in third with another $13.2 million. The last surviving member of the Ronettes, Nedra Talley-Ross, has died at the age of 80. Ross was a member of the 1960s girl group alongside her cousins Ronnie Spector and Estelle Bennett. That's her on the right. They created such hits as Be My Baby and Baby I Love You. They enjoyed huge success in the UK and opened for the Beatles on their final US tour in 1966. Ross's daughter says she died Sunday morning at her home. Here is your Monday primetime lineup at 7. Catch The Big Bang Theory and Hockey Fanatics. The Quiz with Balls comes next at 8, and The Rookie starts at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
Lots of cheering right now at Princess Auto Stadium. Coming up after the break, we'll be back one more time talking about how flag football is expanding throughout the province, not just here in the city of Winnipeg. Some game action right behind me, just on the field. We'll be back.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
High temperature today was 10 degrees. We should be up to 15 by now. On this day a year ago, 13.8 degrees was the highest temperature. Tonight we slip below freezing, -2, clearing tonight. Mix of sun and cloud Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Highs those days 7 or 9 degrees. Then the jump merrily, just in time for the weekend or the lead into it. Friday, sunny and 15, 17 Saturday under a mix of sun and cloud, a mix of sun and cloud again on Sunday. That's what I'm trying to tell you, with a high of 15.
Thanks, Colleen. Before we go tonight, we are going to check back in one more time with CTV's Joseph Bernacki. He's at Princess Auto Stadium, where high school girls flag football is enjoying its first outdoor games of the season. So, Joseph, are things starting to wind up over there now?
Yeah, well, you know, they're still playing for at least another hour, Marilee. It's been a great experience so far, and I got one more interview. Very pleased to be joined by Matt Bruno. He's in charge of amateur football and community relations with the Bombers. Pleasure to have you on our show, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You've been a part of this since the league's inception, getting these girls on the field and really watching the football program expand across the province. What's it been like over the last 3 years now?
It's been great. It's been really cool to see the growth, not only of flag football, but especially in the girls' realm in these high schools.
It's been exciting. Just in the last hour, I mentioned 40 teams. You said it's going to be expanding just really within the next couple weeks. Just before we've been live, talk to me about how the game's growing even more.
Yeah, we find it hard to keep up with the demand here. We're almost running out of fields and running out of officials. So it's been really cool to see. We're at 40 teams. We're going to be hitting 46 tonight, and it just doesn't stop. You mentioned a connection to the Olympics. Adding the game as a sport, it really helped this grow in popularity, you'd say? Yeah, I think it's really shown its popularity after it was announced at the Olympics. Having it be accessible how it is with limited equipment and the low cost, it's really resonated with families well and gained popularity. How can more people get involved? If you want to become a coach, if you're at a high school right now, if you want to get involved, I'm sure even looking towards next year, you guys are looking for more volunteers, people to help out. Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to us here at the Bombers. We're always looking for officials and coaches at any level, as well as Football Manitoba and the Winnipeg High School Football League. We're always looking for coaches, players. We want to grow the game as much as we can. So. And the season's got a couple more weeks, right? Yeah, we got 2 weeks left, one more regular season, and then we're heading to playoffs. So. Right on. Please appreciate your time on the show, Matt. And don't forget, the Bomber season's going to be starting in just a few weeks too, preseason football, as we bring you more from Princess Auto Stadium.
Yeah, no shortage of football for fans. Thanks, Joseph. And just so everyone knows before we let you go, Girls Flag Football League runs until May 14th. They have games on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Plenty of time to check out one of these games. It all culminates with a big championship event that's scheduled to take place during the halftime of the Blue Bombers game on May 29th. I think they just had a good play there. Way to go, girls. Awesome. Have a good night.